It says must describes a near future where humans have their brains chipped. He described the technology as Jesus level, a Jesus level thing.
I think some kind of brain machine interface that can give you cybernetic superpowers, I think, is probably good. It can, help people that have brain or spine injuries. Restore, enable people who never spoken for years to speak again, which we've done. Give people eyesight who have lost both eyes of the optic nerve, or maybe have never even seen at all, blind from birth. By direct interface to the optical centers in the brain, you can actually restore eyesight, or give people eyesight that they've never had before. And you can enable people to walk again, which I think is profound. I mean, these are kind of Jesus level things, let's say like when technologies are hitting like Jesus level miracles, that's pretty good. I think.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, BaHashem, YAHAWASHI, BaHashem, Wakwakwadosh, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to my YAHAWAH who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity, as well as the speckled bird that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharala. This brother Kawakab coming at you with no lesson. And today's lesson is going to be on this devil, alright, that is trying to. They're trying to, what's the word? Compare. It's like, I don't know why I was blanking on that word. Compare themselves to Yahawashi, where Yahawashi had restored eyesight to the blind. He had healed the lame and all that stuff, and he did way more than what this dumbass is trying to say that they did, which it is incredibly dishonest for him to say something like this, because the things that Yahawashi did, it was way better. But of course, that's the funny thing about this, is that Esau, he has such what's it called? I think it's an inferiority complex, where he has to compare himself. He has to compete with something, someone, or he doesn't want people to say, there's this and a third, all right, or comprehend or fathom that there is someone or something that is superior to him, which is why they want to be above Yahawah, YAHAWASHI. As a matter of fact, let me get this. My friend, that wasn't even misspelling. My freaking hand was not reaching the keys, but whatever. But chapter 1 verse 3, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And this perfectly encapsulates Esau Edom, because Esau, he's the one that dwells in the cleft of the rock, Caucasus Mountains. That's number one. Number two, these countries, North America, or more specifically America, I guess to be fair, is all about pride. They have that Pride Month. I think that it replaces something. Doesn't Pride Month is when? July or June. It's like, not July. Wait, didn't it change?
As a mascot, okay, as a foot soldier for white supremacy, you're blocking progress. That's the problem. The problem is not the fact that we need you guys to support, we need you guys to march with us, we need you guys to rally with us. Oh no, we got that. We good, we got that. The problem is that when we sit up there and say reparations, y'all will sit up there and say we.
Whatever. I hate when that happens. But anyway, the thing here is that they are all about pride, and as a result of are you hearing shit that you shouldn't be hearing? And as a result of that, as a result of their pride, they can never accept anyone being above them, even Yahweh Shai, even their creator. So as a result of that, they always want to go find their way to see, how do I get past these Israelites? How do I get past the Lord and all that stuff? This time the third X, Y, and Z, when it's just impossible. Let's actually get that over here. Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou that hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. There are limits that Esau cannot pass, which it is getting past YAHAWAH primarily. All right. So Esau will never be able to overthrow Yahweh. All right. Which that's the spirit that they're in, trying to be greater than Yahawadah, despite the impossibility of it. All right, not the impossibility, but the impossibility of it. All right. Now, with that being said, Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 2. I remember this precept. This was a really good verse, or not verse, verses, but story more specifically. But the thing here, Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 2. Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am Yahweh, I sit in the seat of Yahweh in the midst of the seas, and yet thou art a man, I am not Yahweh, though thou set thine heart as the heart of Yahweh. So basically the thing here is that they believe that Yahawadah sits at the top, and they want to replace him, but they can't. Okay, that's not for them. With that being said, they might have all the power, all the resources and stuff like that. Maybe a lot of it, but it's not. It would never hold a candle to Yahawadah. But so as a result of that, let's just jump down to the point. Verse 7. Behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the death of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. Will thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am Yahweh? But thou shalt be a man, and no power nor Yahweh in the hand of him that slayeth thee. So basically, Yahawadah in this example showed, you're calling yourself Yahawadah or me, you're calling yourself me, but how are you going to do that when I send people without no superpower, all that shit, just regular people, and then they come in and murk your ass and stuff like that? Well, how is it that these people are killing a god? If you are a god, then how are you getting beat the fuck up by non-gods? Like, that's basically how Yahawadah works, to show that you can't even the weaker vessels of human man are able to take you down. So how are you going to call yourself Yahweh? All right, now with that, let's continue on. Revelation chapter 16, verse 14. For they are the spirits of devils, working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of Yahweh Almighty. And this is the thing here, where even the devil is able to make miracles, such as, I had this conversation with someone before. It was a Jehovah's Witness. They were basically saying that good is healing. Healing is good, or healing is under that blanket term of good, where they think that the devil is not able to do quote unquote miracles or healing people. Like, for example, like if Elon Musk grants eyesight to people, then they think that that's of God, and that's not the devil's miracles. All right, so I was basically explaining how it's like say for example, the devil offers, like just the same way the devil offered Yahawashi to rule the world and all that stuff. He said, bow down to me and stuff like that. There are those terms and conditions and stuff like that, where there are, a side effect, if you want to use that term. There's a side effect for following the devil, but there is no side effect for following YAHAWASHI. Whereas if YAHAWASHI heals you, that's it. Like there's no hidden side effect and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of the other term, but I can't think of it. All right, so that is the difference, and there is no hidden fees or fine print when it comes to serving YAHAWASHI. But there is with the devil. All right. And any of the stuff is temporary. Now, and this yet leads into another thing. Romans 1 verse 25, who changed the truth of Yahweh into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. And this is the thing here where people are worshiping the creature. They're saying, oh, these people are better. These people are more reliable. These people are this and the third, rather than YAHAWASHI being and serving as the sole source of healing, miracles, or whatever. All right. And as a result of that, that's where people really have a hard time understanding the full magnitude in their wording and trusting in man rather than trusting in YAHAWASHI. We should not be trusting in man or letting this devil be speaking in this way, in terms of like you are going to just taking what he says as a fact or as a new trend. All right, and that's really the thing. That's really the thing that people have a hard time acknowledging and accepting, is that yes, there are technological advancements and stuff like that. Yes, there are more convenient things in society, but it comes to a point where it's like say for example, computers in classroom, which I made multiple videos on this before. Apparently, having access to computers in classrooms for young kids and stuff like that has made them dumber compared to 20 plus years ago, where they are incapable of focusing and they are not smarter than they were than the previous generation. Okay, so as a result of that, like these things are destruction, and it is up to us to actually take the time to think, okay, you know what, this is clearly not healthy, this is clearly not good, so we need to abstain from certain things, or at the bare minimum have some discipline to set some stuff down for a second, rather than just always having your nose and having your thing in the stuff for entertainment purposes. Obviously, if you need it for work or something like that, then that's a different thing. But even then, if you can help it, try doing something like writing your reports down if you can, rather than always typing it out. All right, continuing on. Judges 10 verse 14, go and cry unto the gods which you have chosen, let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. All right, so that's another thing where you have this I was mixing devil and guy, but you have this devil saying Jesus level stuff, when the funny thing about that is that they are trying to make themselves into your new God, so that you will just blindly follow them, blindly do whatever they say. And as a result of that, it is in fact destroying you. It's destroying the people. It's destroying all of us, everyone. Okay, we need to stick to what is right, what is the proper thing. All right, so with that, I pray this was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Shem, Yahweh, Shai, Shem, Rakwakwadah, double honor to the elders and apostles, the great millstone about Shalom.